Last week, we traveled to Europe to see how countries like the Netherlands are building floating cities. Today, we return to Taiwan, where in Kaohsiung, an industrial city is rehabilitating its rivers. They're being transformed from the polluted eyesores of yesterday to some of the best parts of today's cityscape. Here's part 2 of our in-depth report.
In our previous episode, we investigated how the Dutch were living symbiotically with water. The Netherlands changed its age-old singular focus on battling the water to simply living with it. Such a concept has also been embraced and taken root here in Taiwan as well as Germany.
The Rhine River in the 1970s suffered serious pollution because upstream countries such as Germany and Switzerland had chemical industries that directly discharged into the river without proper treatment. This caused a lot of pollution of the Rhine, and downstream countries such as the Netherlands simply couldn't stand the smell. The pollution was very serious, and they later protested, even blockading the river before people really took notice. After a decade or more of work in environmental engineering, we can see animals, birds, and insects returning to live here. It's quite a beautiful scene.
It wasn't only Europe which made a dramatic change from polluted waterfront to attractive recreation area. Kaohsiung saw a similar renewal. Completed in 2011, the Zhongdu Wetland Park, located next to the Love River, is now regarded as a model for the transformation of waterfront space. It's hard to imagine that this large green space on the waterfront was an abandoned industrial wasteland for more than 2 decades.
We're standing at the site of the Lin plywood factory and the Asian plywood factory. To the right you can see the river, which is where their original wood storage pools were. The factories gradually relocated and became deserted. Nothing more than weeds and dirt. In these abandoned wood pools, residents fished, threw garbage, and built temporary parking lots.
The city government rezoned the area, allocating 65 hectares of land into a redevelopment zone that included a 12-hectare wetland park. These original wood storage pools were dug out and connected into a large riverway. Along the banks, a restoration project created mangrove forests. In a year's time, the ecological diversity that had disappeared from this part of the city gradually came back to life.
Before, it was unlikely that we would come here because it was an obscure, unknown area. If you wanted to ride a bicycle and pass through, we would just turn around.